Hey, I'm Alan. Now QJ Motor keep bringing, well, fantastic bike after fantastic bike to the UK market, to the point where we're all going, how are you able to spec these bikes up so well at that incredible price point? Well, this here, right, is their new SRT 450 RX, a 450 adventure bike. But I have a question, right? A big question about this bike. Can QJ do it again? Now you're gonna need to go and get a pen and paper to write down the specs. I'll go through in just a second, but I want to start with, well, something I prefer a little bit more than just specs. Well, let's have a closer look. Okay, looks, just there, looks. I mean, it looks nice, doesn't it? It's got that kind of badass look to it. But what really interests me, right, is that going back to the point that this is a 450, it looks massive and it feels big. So it's kind of got more of a, I think, an 800 look to it. It's got that big, tall, I'm ready to adventure. But anyway, let's move away from that and let's move into this ridiculously long spec list. Okay, so before I start going blah, 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 blah about specs, remember this in your head. The price of this bike is 5,499 plus on the road. Are you ready for this? It's incredible. Single disc on the front, Brembo brake caliper, Mizushi adjustable suspension, adjustable front suspension, adjustable back suspension. Oh, I like that. Let's not also forget, right, tubeless tyres. Tubeless tyres with this lovely gold rim. There's something about gold rims on bikes that just make them go pop. Now the engine, the Stallion, right, that is 449, don't forget this, 0.5 cc. I don't know what happened to the other half of cc, I really don't, but it's 49.5 cc. It will produce 46.9 horsepower, so that should be fruitful and fun, but it will give you a torque output of 41, max torque 41. Oh, 0 to 60. That should be interesting. Now, I need you to imagine something for me because this is a press bike and they haven't put the luggage on it. But for that 5,499, being an adventure bike that we end up having to spend loads of money on luggage, what, a grand and a half for a proper decent set? This comes with a full luggage set, all three pieces included. 5,499. QJ. How? Now I want to talk about, well, gadgets. Switchable ABS, switchable traction control. I kid you not, heated seats, heated grips, a TFT rally style screen that when we're out on the road, trust me, I've got one on another bike and I love it. I love the way that it's this way. It just adds something to it. The screen, well, it's adjustable up and down, no issues at all. Oh, by the way, it gets better because it's got, well, LED lights all the way around. Look at these daylight running lights. How cool is that? Auxiliary lights, switch on, switch off on the controls. Crash bars, just in case we go a bit cheeky and do a little bit of green lane and then something happens. Crash bars, saves your bike. Handguards, saves your bike. I mean, how for that price? But don't worry, the list keeps going on and on. I've got to get right down here for this one because it comes with, well, look, listen, a metal heavy duty bash plate. It has 6 gears, so there's no revving the pants off of it when you get onto a motorway. It's even got, well, tyre monitoring system as well. So you're never going to worry about your tyres losing air as you're going along and you go, oh, I'm going to die. None of that. It will tell you and it will warn you and then you'll stop and you'll be safe. It has a sculptured dual seat for better comfort. Now, that's a one-piece seat, but you can put 2 people on it. But anyway, a sculptured dual seat. The actual fuel tank, well, that will hold 18 litres, meaning you should probably get about 200 miles out of a tank. I like that. I literally hate adventure bikes where they give you a tiny tank and every 100 miles you've got to stop and you've got to fill it up. 18 litres, I reckon about 200 miles. Perfect. Now the seat height is 835 millimeters, and I'm not completely flat footing it at 5'8", but I am very, very, very close. Now this spec list just goes on forever and ever and ever. Like these mirrors, they're adjustable. You can clink them out of place if you're gonna have to put it on the back of a trailer or in back of a van. You're gonna go off-roading, you can clonk them all the way around so they're out of the way. It goes on, those rider modes, it's just so much. But do you know what? I really don't care about the specs right now. Do you know what I care about? I want to know what this is like actually out on the road. Right, okay, here we go. Sounds good, right? Oh, it sounds good. Okay, so we're in sports mode, and what should we do first? Well, we need to find out what this engine's like, right? What this engine's like, 0 to 60. Oh, here we go. Go! Whoa, here we go! That's fun, look at that! Whoa, 60. Wow, I don't know what that was in seconds, but to be fair, it gave me a very fluttery, a very fluttery feeling of woof. That was exciting. That was exciting. Power. Now it pulls very, very, very well. This bike, I've got to say, it has a very nice pull. Okay, so after that bit of naughtiness, I enjoyed that. Let's start reviewing this bike a little bit more professional, shall we? So let's just go through the first things first, the controls. Over on the left we have our menu button. You can click on it when you've stopped, you can change modes, you can go through, super nice and big. It's one of those ones that you just press the down arrow and it will select going down, and then you just press the top and it sets it. It just works nice and easy. You've got over here your heated seat at the top, heated grips just here. There's 3 different settings for both. This here is your auxiliary lights off or on. Indicators, a nice firm button there, press, and just underneath, well, that's the horn. So let's find out if it's got a horny horn. Yeah, deep and horny. I like that. Right, also you've got over here a kill switch, your starter, and your hazards. We all love the hazards on a modern bike, right? We do have a problem, at least we can let people know we've got a problem. Also, we've got a USB charge point right down here. What's a lovely place if you want to put your phone up there, not far from a short wire, it doesn't really get in the way. I like that. I like having a nice easy access charging port. So next up, I want to talk about the TFT display, because again, isn't it lovely? Isn't it a lovely rally style TFT display? What I like about that is I like the point you've got the miles per hour bang, sort of slightly up, but mostly in the middle, where your eyes go straight to. On top of that, you know what mode you're in. Obviously, I'm in sport because I want to go and have some fun. You've got a clock over to the right. You're never home late for your tea. Everyone loves their Sunday dinner, right? Don't be late for it. It upsets people. Then you've got your traction control if it's on or if it's off, and you've got just literally here to say if my auxiliary lights are on. Well, they are, because I thought they would look cool as well, so I decided to run them. Right, underneath that, what you've got underneath your miles per hour in the middle is your gear selector. It's a little bit small, but it's nice and easy to see. Then you've got how many miles your bikes have done, how much you've done on this trip. Now this is where things get cool. Underneath that, again, quite small, you've got your front wheel temperature, your PSI, the pressure that's in it, likewise with your rear. So if you were out on a trip and you had a slow puncture and you're going to just want to make it home, that will tell you what your PSI is. So you can top it up to get back. Or if something does happen and you're losing air quite quickly, you know to stop before something bad happens and get out the recovery guys. Underneath that is a lovely, very digital rev counter. Nice and big and easy to see. Under there, you've got your fuel gauge and you've got your engine temperature. Everything you need. Everything you need. Right, now as you can see, we are cruising here at 60 miles an hour. I want to take this onto a dual carriageway and see how this performs, right? Because the 450 at motorway speeds, what's our revs at? What's it going to do? Well, let's find that out. Okay, so here we go, dual carriageway. Let's release the beast. I mean, look at it, picks up so well, doesn't it? Right, what are we in? 5th gear, in the 60s. Let's get for the overtake. Okay, there we are, cruising along at 70. What are we running at? Let's drop this right down, bang on 70, 6,000 revs.
Oh, you see, we're not stressing this engine. That's quite nice. That's fine there. Now, wind protection as we're going at 70, that's a key one. This screen, is it adjustable? It looks adjustable, right, by hand. Is it adjustable? Let's have a find out. Oh, yes, it is. And it is easy to do as well. Look, that goes at quite a distance. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Now, by doing that, literally I can feel the wind now hitting the top of my head and no longer around my helmet and my chest. Oh, I like that. So for an adventure bike, if you want to do the distance, you know you can sit here at 70 all day with this engine purring at 6,000 revs. Wind protection's good. You've got the hand guards that's giving you hand guard wind protection. The way this tank points out here, it's pushing the air around me. So you're not going to get that massive fatigue you get on a naked bike, which means you've thrown all that air in your chest. It's like they've really thought about this bike when they've built it. They've put a lot of effort and time to go, we want to give them a lot, but we also want to make it an extremely versatile beast. That now brings me back to, well, where we want to be, back riding in the countryside. Now this road that I'm on, I've kind of picked this on purpose because it is a bit rubbish, it's a bit bumpy, it's a bit all over the place, because I want to talk about the ergonomics, but I want to talk about the suspension and comfort first. So as you can see, look, it's just a terrible piece of road. Now the Marzushi suspension is good quality, it does a really good job. It actually takes away what is an horrendous road, takes away that horrible feeling, and actually gives me that feeling that I could go pretty quick, to be honest. It's soaking up all of the bumps really, really nicely. Now the position of this bike is very much an adventure bike. It's very much, for me, I actually rode one of these for a very short time at the press launch. We did a very quick loop and back, like a first time ride, and I felt like the bike fit me then. I was like, it fits me, this is nice. It's no different now. For me, my knees are literally perfectly, slightly down, slightly back, super comfortable, loads of room to stretch out with my legs. You know, when you're on a long run, when it comes down to my arms, you can see here again the perfect amount of bend. The bars are in the perfect position for me. Out the factory, this is about as perfect position as I can ask for, and I like that. I like that so much. I don't like it when I'm too far forwards, too far back. I want to be neutral on an adventure bike, and they've got this right. Now the seat, the sculptured seat, oh yes, sculptured. Now I find this seat quite a firm seat. I wouldn't say it's soft and spongy, it's definitely quite a firm seat. So if you're one of those people, because we're all different, we all have our different bonds. I'm very tender, I like a nice comfortable seat. For me, I find it slightly too hard, so I'll be putting an air cushion on this, because this is what I do with a lot of my adventure bikes that you would have seen. But to be fair, I'm not in any kind of pain, I'm not finding it uncomfortable, I'd just say it's firm. Oh, look at that for its handling, there's no throttle around there. Look, we should really move on to that, shouldn't we? Handling, oh yeah, shall we? Oh yes. Now this engine, I've got to say, it's very smooth delivery, slight vibey very early and then smooths out very nicely. So you've kind of got that, again, look at the bend here with this engine, the connection of the bend. And this road is awful, it is bumpy, it's terrible, and this bike is just wanting me to give it more. It has a very smooth and not throw you back power delivery, but just solid and long power delivery. I like that. Right, which way should we go? Oh, we want some twisty bends, right? Or which way? Which way? I want to have some fun with this beast. Let's go. Power! See what I mean? It's got a nice long stride through every single gear. It's kind of the one where you can have it at the top of the rev range to have so much fun. You got to remember, I'm still in sport, so in normal we'll die down a little bit. Oh, here we go, some bends. Let's test out this bike, its weight, its feeling. So we'll come out to the outside, we'll dip in, we'll accelerate round. Yeah, it's lovely. That feels very well planted on the bends. It's not got any kind of light front end feeling to it at all. It just feels really well balanced. Oh, yes, please. Power. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Well, I've got to admit, I am very much enjoying riding this. It's kind of got this real smooth acceleration that I like.
just the right amount of power for a 450 around bends and being able to take them and enjoy them. Why? Being able to adjust the screen by literally leaning over and fiddling that knob, basically. You got the wind blast down and you feel very relaxed on a dual carriageway or motorway. I like it. I do like that. But I do have that question to ask, right? It's got that big bike look to it, right? And I keep saying it because it has, hasn't it? It's got this big, almost 800cc bike look to it. I like that as well. But I have that question is, what does it look like out on the road? And I want to show you guys what it looks like when it's out on the road. So let's cut to, well, the cinematic riding down the road shots. Okay, so QJ Motor, I mean, come on, they've done it again, right? The SRT 450 RX, 5.5 grand plus on the road, fully spec'd with everything. It's just silly, the list. But what I like is you can buy this bike brand new, right? Get your warranty. It's got panniers already on it. It's no messing around. Load them up and just go off on a crazy adventure. But you really do have to go and experience this for yourself, because I just go back to that price point, the bike you can just go away on and have a laugh. And I can't believe QJ can keep making these bikes with all this spec at these prices. And I have a feeling that QJ prices are just going to start going up and going up and going up. So it really is the time to go and find your local dealer, chuck your leg over, go for a spin. But as you do, just imagine the adventure you're going to take this on, because you are going to have such a blast.